PIN number, a bank account or credit card number, because again, that credit card number ties back to name, address, city, state, zip, yearly income, etc. Did I answer your question, or? All of those can be. So, and it's not in this presentation, but what you actually have is you have a breakdown of what is primary HSPII, or primary fields, and then secondary fields. So things like date of birth is a secondary. Passport number is a primary. Social Security, primary. Your street address is secondary. City is secondary. State is secondary. Zip is secondary. But when combined, that address information becomes primary. Okay? This is a definition that that I derived along with Solove in his paper to the American Bar Association in 97, I believe. Okay. Yes, sir. So, again, access to the information much easier. Lost or stolen laptops. And when we talk about that, I mean, these laptops that we use in the corporate environment, it used to be, you know, we went to work, we had our dumb terminal right there in front of us, we sat down, it was hardwired in, pretty much all we had was a monitor that showed us a nice little green flashing square and a keyboard, but everything else was there. We kind of migrated, and then we got the desktops, right? And then from the desktops, now we've migrated so that pretty much everybody has, from the day you walk into a company, you're issued a laptop. The problem that you have with those laptops is that individuals who want to get stuff done to meet deadlines bring those laptops or take those laptops home with them, and rather than going through the VPNs and other things that are set up to connect in when they're at home, they download the data straight onto their machines, and then they just go through and they process the data and do their job on that data straight from their machine. But so if that laptop is lost or stolen, so is all of that data. And so that increases the liability for the organization. And as the you lose one laptop, and that one lost laptop can equate to millions of dollars in what the organization has to do to offset that. Not only do they lose the laptop, but you know, they have to report it, and and when they report it, it gets out. So it not only is costing them financially, but it is out in the public eye. So it costs them from a reputation point of view as well. Challenges that face the organization, again, the increased organizational efficiency. Because we are required to do more with less. The technology continues to get better. As the technology gets better, so does the amount of data that we maintain and that we store on our systems. And the protection of highly sensitive, personally identifiable information. It is really just now coming to the forefront within the past 5 years of the amount of data and that's out there and what organizations need to do in order to protect that data. We've always looked at securing data from inside, but we've never looked at it from storing that data or protecting that data from from the laptop or the user perspective. So there are new perspectives in the organization that have grown from the increased amount of government legislation and increased public awareness. From a personal standpoint, and the reason I became very enthralled in this subject, and trust me, to do a dissertation on something like this, you have to really love the topic. I was a victim of this happening 3 times. One was through my wife, the company that she had worked for in shipping computer tapes. They had lost 2 reels of computer tapes. All of her PII information was gone. My medical records from the VA were on laptops that were stolen or lost from the VA. And then shortly after that, we got a phone. I was teaching one night at Lindenwood, and my cell phone rang. And I get a phone, and so I answered it because it was my wife. And I just told myself, sorry, and picked up the phone. And she said, yeah, I've got this guy on the other phone who says that he is from the security department of our bank. And, he's saying that there's some unauthorized activity going on our debit card. And he's asking me some questions. And so I told her right away, I said, okay, get his name, badge number, all the things that you're supposed to do, and phone number. We called, so I got the number, looked at the number she gave me, and lo and behold, it was the same number that was on the back of the card, so I felt a little bit better. Called the number, and through the TJ Maxx or the TJX data that was lost, someone had gotten our information, had actually made a fake card, went to a Walgreens over in Illinois from the Missouri side, now Walgreens, okay, not Walmart, and charged $976 worth of product. First of all, I'm thinking, what do you buy at Walgreens for $9? Anyway, so again, I have been impacted by this and have kind of gone on my little rampage from this. So when we talk about privacy, Samuel Warren and Louis Brandeis in 1890 defined privacy as the right to be left alone. Pretty simple, isn't it? And really, it makes sense. The only problem with that is right now, there is no one, there is no one single piece of legislation that protects an individual's privacy in this country. Did you realize that? Because everybody thinks, well, there's the Privacy Act, there's HIPAA, there's FERPA. FERPA, by the way, is the education side of it. There's the National Communication Privacy Act. There are all these things that are out there, but there's no one single piece of legislation right now. In the 60s and the 70s, Congress started to get very concerned because the amount of data that was being